If you know better, you do better. But not always. Not really. That's what I'm going to be talking about in this video. Before I get into it, if you're new here, my name is Latrice. Here's where I think out loud, reflect honestly, and name patterns that keep us stuck. So this is something that I've been thinking on off and on today about why when in situations I knew better but did not do better. And part of it was because I just was not fully ready emotionally to do better. I was briefly reading up on it, and it has to do with different parts of the brain. And I can't speak to this fully because, like I said, I was just briefly reading about it. But that's why the doing is sometimes delayed from the knowing. Most of the times, we repeatedly do things, and sometimes not even consciously, because of habits we formed and built and practiced over and throughout our lives. So knowing is the awareness, but the actual doing is the alignment. And sometimes alignment doesn't happen quickly often. And that's just what I've been thinking about. And outside of that, having to rewire habits, part of the reason I've known better in certain situations but didn't do better is because I did not trust myself. And I did not trust myself to do better, even though I knew better, because all the evidence I had to go on was the past decisions that I made where things did not go as planned or as I had hoped. So that's why I've been working so hard to repair my self-trust with myself. And then even in cases where I still may make a choice, even when my self-trust is stronger, I'm also working on how to pivot and move forward faster. And part of what has me thinking about how to move forward faster is that today I came home and we celebrated my brother's birthday. His birthday was March the 1st. But about half of the first cousins got together and we celebrated together today for his birthday. But on my way down here, I was riding through my old neighborhood and I was just driving through slowly, just checking out the scenery, looking through places that I once used to walk through as a young girl, and I seen some of the adults who now grown older in their yards doing some of the same things, and I could notice the drag. I could notice how the aging has slowed them down, and that's part of what has me thinking I cannot afford. Life is passing, and it seems like when you're young, it seems like time is passing by slow. And I just read about why it seems like that too, but we'll maybe talk about it in another video. And when you're older, it seems like things go by faster. And with my experience of that, and then seeing how some of the adults I grew up around almost 20 years ago, they're coming to that age. Some of them are, and it was kind of like a melancholy reminder for me that I can't afford to not pivot faster. I can't afford to stay stuck in things as long as I usually do. I can't afford to lament about certain things, past bad decisions like I used to do, because life is continuing to move forward. And I got to find a way to pivot and move forward faster with it. So I will, once I come into awareness of something, the goal from now on is to move forward with rewiring and putting a better, healthier habit in place. Because I've said this before, we only get this one life, as far as I know anyway, here on this earth. And I want to spend more of my time than not doing everything that I plan to do in this life. More things that bring me joy, more things that are fulfilling the vision and the purpose that I have. And I can't do that if I keep questioning myself about, why didn't you do better if you knew better? I just have to move forward the best way I know how. Make the best decisions that I feel I can make in that moment and go from there. And if I find out otherwise, pivot quicker, faster, sooner. Because I don't know on my last day. I talked about watching the older adults that I grew up around. But my brother was 33 when he passed. Nobody seen that coming. I didn't. So, yeah. So I guess my main points here are, give yourself some grace, because just because you know better doesn't always automatically mean that you're going to start doing better immediately. Habits are hard to break. And also, when you know better, start making the effort to do better and to come in alignment with the better that you know. Quicker, faster, sooner. And that's all I have. Once again, my name is Latrice. Here's what I think out loud. Reflect honestly. Name patterns that keep us stuck. If anything here resonates with you, feel free to take what you need. And if it doesn't, please feel free to leave it. If you feel like we're aligned, hit the subscribe button, the like button, the hype button, all the things, and I will be back tomorrow.